Hey, what's up guys? Today I'll be doing a Q&A video for you guys. That's one of my most requested videos. I've been getting a lot of questions throughout social media, YouTube, and Snapchat. So I figured I will put together a Q&A video for you guys and answer as many questions as I can to the best of my ability. So let's get started. First question I have is from Louis Samana. If you start cutting, can you still take creatine? And love you, bro. Keep it up. Creatine is definitely essential if you're cutting. It keeps your muscles really full, so I definitely recommend you stay on creatine if you're cutting, if you want to stay full. The next question is from Tom Bino 14. How often do you work out abs, and for how long each time? I try to work out abs at least 2 to 3 times a week, and I would say probably like 20-30 minutes. Next question is from Sean Watson. Are you Asian? What is your favorite body part to train? Yes, I am Asian. My dad is 100% Vietnamese, and my mom is half Vietnamese and half French, so that makes me a quarter French and 3/4 Vietnamese. And my favorite body part to train is I would probably say chest. Next question is from the_Lubob. How long have you been training for? I've been training since I was 14, 15 in high school, but I didn't really get consistent until I was like 16, so I would say about 6 to 7 years. Next question is from Renzo_I. Yo, I have a question for your Q&A. I have been personally motivated by you recently and seem to be working out hard all the time in the gym. My only problem is diet. What in your opinion is the best diet for losing fat? Low carb, low fat, high protein? Would really love to know, thanks. The best diet for losing fat in my opinion is either a ketosis diet where you go no carbs, moderate fat and moderate protein, or do a carb cycle where you go about 2 to 3 days with just low to no carbs, and then you have a moderate carb day, and then you repeat it again and have 2 to 3 no to low carb days, and then on that 6th or 7th day you do a really hard refeed, which is going to spike your metabolism, and then after you do that you get back on a low carb diet for another 2-3 days, and then your body is just going to be burning fat. Question is from _Muhammad VDB_. Is training for teenagers make them short in the future? I guess he's trying to say if you train while you're a teenager, does it make you short? When I first started lifting, I was probably like 5'5", 5'6". I was like 15, 16 years old, and yeah, I was really short, but I grew up to like about 5. Question from Caleb Cruz Flores. How effective is fasted cardio in the morning for burning fat? Thanks, man, you're awesome. Fasted cardio is really effective if you do it in the morning, because when you're on an empty stomach, your body resorts to using fat as energy instead of using any other source of energy, because when you wake up you don't have any other, you're depleted basically. Because like some people will say, oh, you could do fasted cardio and then do cardio later in the day and it'll be the same exact effect, but realistically it's not, because if you do it fasted, you're using fat as energy. If you eat a cheeseburger and then you do cardio, you'll be using energy from that cheeseburger. I mean, you're gonna be burning calories, yes, when you're doing cardio, but to burn fat, it's best to do it when you're on an empty stomach or depleted. Question is from MP Aesthetics. Where would you say you are with your physique at the moment, and where do you see yourself in the next few years? I am a huge fan of yours. You are my idol and I look up to you so much. Thank you. That's pretty awesome. I think I could be a lot bigger in a few years, and I see myself competing against like the top pros in the world and trying to get to the Olympia stage one day. So I mean, that's a goal of mine, and I hope to do that by the time I'm 24, 25. Question from David Hun _. What is your ethnical background? Where do you live? Place you would like to travel? Like I said previously, I'm 3/4 Vietnamese and a quarter French. I live in South Jersey, and a place I would like to travel is probably California. I feel like Cali is like really fun. Also, Europe. I feel like Europe is pretty interesting. Like, I feel like the whole entire country as it is, it's like really interesting. You see a lot of people with different like cultural backgrounds, so I think that would be really cool. Questions from Demir_Physique. Which muscle you think is your weak muscle? I would say my arms. My arms can definitely get a lot bigger. From Fitness Mar, how do you keep your weights tight? I try to stay away from doing weighted ab workouts. And honestly, a lot of it is just genetics too. I was pretty blessed with the small waist. What other questions do we have? Question from CR Viz. What's your next goal after you receive your pro card? My next goal is probably put on more size and bulk up, and then compete the pros and hopefully make it to Olympia one day. So that's a goal of mine. A question from Jacob_Gorski. Any tips for dealing with injuries, both mentally and physically? Honestly, I would say if it's a pretty bad injury, I would take some time off, because it would definitely get worse if you don't take time off. Bitch. Favorite shoulder workout. That's a pretty funny name. My favorite shoulder workout is probably dumbbell shoulder press. I always get good pumps from doing that. I like going really heavy. A question from _Kamal7. What tip do you have for us skinny, lean guys for a quick weight gain? Eat a lot of food, eat a lot of carbs, keep bulking. If you're definitely a teenager or younger, you should definitely keep bulking until you get a good base, and then from there you can decide. Dang. Ask, what motivated you to start working out? I first started working out just to get bigger, because I was always skinny and smaller, so just to get bigger. And I also played sports, so it definitely helped me with strength. And from there, I noticed fast results, and I just grew a passion for weight training. Question from Albion98 Rush It. How tall are you? I'm about 5'10". Question from Nils, 45 pounds. Is your goal to take Jeremy Bundia's place? I hope so one day. That is the goal of mine. From Oso7. What is a carb cycle and what is the purpose of it? Greetings from Chile. Carb cycling is a form of dieting. Basically, you just cycle carbs depending on what day, low, high, or etc. Depending on what your goals are. If you're cutting, you want to do low, moderate, low, and then another moderate, and you throw in like a cheat meal at the end of that day. But basically, it has a lot to do with speeding up your metabolism. Question from Marcus Gars. How do you meet David and Dylan? Will you be doing a series for your upcoming show? When are you going to compete in the Olympia? What keeps you motivated? I met David and Dylan at Island Gym. I used to see them legit every single day, and then we started talking one day, and then we all just became bros. I am doing a series for my upcoming show. I'm doing a series for Road to Pro Miami National, so you guys can check that out. When will I compete in the Olympia? Well, once I qualify on the pro level, so hopefully I can do that one day. Question from Mickey R_18. You used to be a barber. Who taught you? I honestly still do cut hair. I actually learned through YouTube. I actually started when I was 16 because I had a couple friends that wanted a haircut and they just wanted to save money, so they had a pair of clippers, and then I would just give them a buzz cut. But then in my head I was thinking, alright, I feel like I could definitely learn how to like do a shape up or like a fade, so I just looked up YouTube videos and learned how to do it from there, and then from there I just got better and better. I actually cut my own hair too. It's funny because back in high school I used to mess up my haircut all the time. Now, I mean, I could do a pretty decent fade. Question from Godeloberg. How do you dosage your daily BCAA intake? Before, during, after cardio, fasted, and before cardio, later, etc. I would say do it before cardio. You can do it you can drink it while you train, and honestly, a lot of protein powders actually have BCAAs in them already, so you can have that in your post-workout. From Vana Duke. What protein do you take for bulking? I just take a normal whey, but I'll add like oats to it, some carbs. What are some tips or major points for bulking? Eat a lot of carbs. How long do you take at the gym? I guess he's asking how long do I train for. Train for about 45 minutes to an hour. I feel like if you're in there any longer, then you're not going as hard. So set a time about 45 minutes to an hour and just go all out 100% in that time period. A question from _Tyler Ritter. What supplements are necessary for a teen lifter that wants to gain muscle? Honestly, if you're a teenager, I would just say mostly rely on food. Supplements you can take is whey protein and creatine, but that's all you really need to eat a lot of food and train really heavy. That's what I did. Question from Moritz Stoll. How old are you? 21 years old. I turned 22 2 days after my competition in Miami, so it would be really cool if I get that pro card at 21. That's a goal. 18 Iwatsa asked arm size. I would say my arm size is probably like 17 inches, and stage in off-season weight. Stage weight, I'm probably around 170 pounds. Off-season, I get up to like 185 to 190-ish. Question from Bout It X. Why do you have all those water bottles in your car? Whenever I mix up pre-workout, I would put it in like a little water bottle, and then I'll use a funnel, put my pre-workout in there, and then I would drink it I would finish it by the time I get to the gym. So then I would have like this empty water bottle, so I just throw it off to the side. But I usually clean that up by the end of every like week or two. Alfred Ram Backen. Do you use creatine? Yes, 5 grams of creatine every day. Question from Norman Mains 5. Abertine. I'm getting a lot of questions about Abertine, so I'll probably do a video on that and like what I do for abs. Question from Sahid LL. How much water do I need to take a day when I am on creatine? I would say shoot for 2 gallons of water a day. Any tips on bodybuilding for teens? Put on as much size as you can when you're young, because that is going to build a good foundation for you. So then when you are a lot older, you already have all that density, and then once you cut down, all of it will show. So it's best to bulk now when you're young. You don't want to bulk and cut while you're a teenager, because once you cut and you don't have that much muscle, it's not really going to show that good. So it's best to just bulk, do a lean bulk, whatever kind of bulk you want to do, and then if you decide to compete, or say 2-3 years down the road you want to cut down, then you should cut down. But it's different. It depends on your goals. Will you start doing haircut videos? I might do a video on like how me cutting my own hair or me giving someone a haircut, just to show you guys how I do it. What foods to eat while bulking? I would say a lot of rice. You eat pasta, oatmeal, cream of rice. Honestly, a lot of carbs. When you're bulking, you want to do a high carb diet with low fat and moderate protein, but the majority of your calories should be coming from carbs, and you should be on a calorie surplus if you're bulking. And that surplus depends on your goal. If you want to put on, 1 pound a week or like 10 pounds a month, it depends on what your goals are. So it varies with that. JH_Physique. What favorite exercise for back? Honestly, I like doing weighted pull-ups. I like doing pull-ups. I feel like that's a pretty big reason why my back looks the way it does. I do, like when I first started training, I would do pull-ups every day, and it would be very easy. So I like doing weighted pull-ups. Question from Austin_Cahoon. What do you think of cardio when bulking? I feel like cardio is definitely essential when you're bulking. I would say 10 minutes after your workout, because when you're eating a lot of food, you gotta process the food. So it's good to do a little cardio. Question from John Marion Yu. Your training split and why you prefer that? I train more of like a bodybuilding style. I like focusing certain muscle groups, whereas when you do a push-pull legs, you just focus on that necessary movements. I like doing like shoulders one day, chest one day, arms one day, legs one day. I'll even do 2 different types of leg days, where I'll do one day where I focus on just the quads, the other day I just do all hamstrings. So for me personally, that worked best for me. Question from Cam_Gunston: do you have a skincare routine? I would say wash your face at least 2 to 3 times a day, and you can use like face washes. Favorite sport? I used to play basketball growing up, so my favorite sport is definitely basketball. But if I could have done a sport, I would say MMA. I feel like MMA is a really tough sport, and there's a lot of like things you can learn doing MMA. So, question from Celeste Fanny: are you single? Yes, I am single. From Matt: name me best way to increase vascularity. Vascularity can be either genetic or from being at a low body fat. There's just nothing you can really do to get vascular unless you drop body fat, or you're just genetically gifted with the vascularity genetics. Question from Mike Gatley: favorite rear delt exercises? I like doing a lot of like cable work where you just go light. When I do rear delt, I'll go really light, so it's really important to go light, because if you go any heavier, you're going to start incorporating your back into the workouts. Question from Lou Libretta: do you think Dave should compete soon, or does he just not want to? I told Dave many times to do competition. I think he has a physique that is suited for men's physique, and I think he will do really well, so maybe I can get him to do it one day, but we'll see about that. Question from MKS2315: tips to stay motivated. Set daily goals and try your best to achieve them. That's what I've done, and when you just see progress, you just get motivated as it is. And when I stick to a diet, yes, it might be boring, but when I see the actual progress I'm making from it, that motivates me a lot to keep going. So that's the way I stay motivated. How often should we have a refeed when cutting? I would say a refeed at least once a week, depending on how many low carb days you have and how depleted you get. How many meals do you eat a day? I eat about 6 meals, but 2 of them consist of shakes, so it'd be 4 meals with food and then 2 shakes. Will you ever offer online coaching? If so, when? Online coaching is something I definitely look forward to start after my competition. So keep an eye out for that. I'll definitely take some clients. Burgers or pizza? That's a tough one. I would say burgers. Brandon P Fitness asks, what's the best way to stay lean year round? If you're already lean, I would say eat at maintenance level and incorporate cardio into your routine, and that should definitely keep you lean. How to get a 6-pack? 6-pack, it's all genetics. Your insertions are like different. It varies from people to people. Some people can actually get a 6-pack, where other people, they can only get like a 4-pack. So that's mainly genetics. So. Question from Rich Homie Sani: favorite non-fitness YouTube channels? I like watching Matt Stoney. I think he's kind of badass. Like, he's pretty impressive being able to eat all the food he eats. Question from Blue Sky Walk 100: what is your favorite song? I honestly don't have a favorite song. I listen to various types of music. I listen to rock, hip hop, EDM, and if you guys want to check out my Spotify account, it's SCAO, SCAO. And I have a lot of tracks on there that you guys might like. What keeps your consistency on track? Like, what motivates you to keep pushing? Because I know there are tough times to continue, but you still push it. If you're passionate about whatever you do, you would have that mindset to, push through anything just to reach that goal. And I think that's really important for everybody to develop. Like, once you set a goal, just keep pushing and doing whatever you can to get to that goal. And that's how I stay on track. Just consistently doing the cardio, not cheating on my diet. So there's a lot that goes into it. Next question is from Christian_G11: do you believe supplements like fat burners work or really beneficial? I mean, I wouldn't rely on it. I mean, it will help like that 1 to 2%, but I wouldn't say you could eat like shit, like eat burgers and stuff, and then take a fat burner and expect to burn body fat. Like, it just doesn't work that way. Question from Crispy_Apple: what's your tip in building stronger legs fast? I would say squat really heavy and keep increasing weight through every single week. Try to set a new PR every week. Question from Marco_Panaza: any tips on growing a fitness career and how to grow on Instagram? I would say start a YouTube channel and start marketing yourself and basically build a physique that's marketable. Question from Mare Aesthetics, best mid upper back exercise. I would say barbell rows. Question from Miami _ aesthetics. Do you see yourself crossing over to classic physique? Not anytime soon. I would say maybe in 5 years when I build more muscle. I feel those guys are like legit bodybuilders, so maybe in like 5 years, but not anytime soon. How old were you when you started training? Like I said before, I touched my first weight when I was like 14, 15 in high school, but the gym, Total Fitness right by where I live, didn't allow kids to train unless they were 16. If you were 14 or 15, you had to have like a parent or guardian there with you. So my parents were always busy, so I had to wait till I was 16 until I was able to have a gym membership. Question from B-Tennis _ fitness. What class should I enter for my first show? True novice, or national qualifier? I'm 19 years old. Also appreciate it if you would check me out. I'll be starting YouTube after my contest also. Alright, that's pretty cool. I recommend you to definitely do novice, so then you can see where you're at, and also do open men's. That way you get more stage time, and if you do place top 5, you nationally qualify. So just to see where you're at, I would say do both. Question from Robin Gronruz. Hi Steven, what are your tips for gaining weight? What should I eat and how many calories a day should it be? Keep up the good work, cheers. If you're trying to gain weight, like I said before, you have to get on a calorie surplus, and I would say the majority of your calories should be from carbohydrates. Keep the fats low and then proteins moderate, so I think that's the best way to bulk. It'd be like kind of like a lean bulk because the fats are low, but yeah, the majority of calories should definitely come from carbs. Question from David Deli, do you recommend fasted cardio every day and training in the afternoon? Depends on your goal. Like I said before, if you're cutting down for a show and you're kind of behind, I would definitely recommend doing fasted cardio every day. But if you're ahead of schedule, you wouldn't have to do fasted cardio every day. But if you're behind, I do recommend you to do every day. It really depends on your goal. Question from Canyon Kilgore, what's your biggest challenge going into bodybuilding? Competing in shows and all that, it's really competitive, and me being a younger athlete, it makes it that much more difficult because I'm going against guys that are like 25, 26, 27, and they just have a lot more years on me. So I mean, I would say that's a challenge, but other than that, I mean, just age and muscle maturity. Question from Barney _ more. What rep ranges do you work with being a bodybuilder? I try to do a lot of pyramid sets. I work up to a heavy set for about 2 to 3 sets, and then after the 2-3 sets, I would drop down the weight and then do about 2 more sets with about 8 to 10 reps. Question from Arsh754. How do you build a nice upper chest, or any exercise for it, bro? Thanks. Upper chest, I would focus mostly on incline dumbbells, incline flies, and if your gym has any like hammer strength machines or any incline press machines, I would do those, and go really heavy on those lifts. Go for rep ranges around 6 to 8 reps. That's how you're gonna build that mass. Question from FTW _ Vic. Bench press or dumbbell press? Me personally, I like doing dumbbell presses better. I feel a lot more in my muscles when I use dumbbells, whereas the bench press is more of like a power kind of lift. So I mean, me personally, I like dumbbells. Question from Julian _ Scissors. What supplements can a teenager take? Teenagers, I would recommend you guys just whey isolate protein or creatine, and just focus on eating. Eating is the main thing that's gonna get you big, and there's no supplementation for food. You really gotta eat and eat if you really want to get big. Question from Marcos Garcia 24. Which cardio exercise do you do on your cut? If you're in the beginning of your cut, I would recommend high intensity cardio, HIIT cardio. What that does is you burn a lot of fat, but then you're also using a lot of glycogen. So I mean, you'll be burning a lot of fat faster doing that. But if you're on like keto or like a low carb diet, I would recommend like a steady state cardio for a long period of time. Julian.Len, where you get the cutoff stringer you wear on Instagram? A lot of the tank tops and stuff that I wear is from Gymshark, and get on gymshark.com. Question from CMatic33. What's your favorite thing to do besides lifting? When I'm not on contest prep mode, I like going out with my friends. I like going out and having fun. I feel like having a social life is really important because That's how you make connections with, and build relationships with people. So definitely a social life is important. If you dedicate your whole life to the gym and just do that all year round, it's not a really fun lifestyle, so it's good to have balance. Alright guys, that's gonna wrap it up for today's Q&A video. I hope you guys all enjoyed it, and my goal is to teach you guys something out of this video, and I hope you guys learned something. And I just want to give a big thank you to everybody that's been supporting me. It truly means a lot, and I see the comments you guys put on social media. I mean, I might not respond to all of them, but I do see them, so just know that it doesn't go unnoticed. But yeah, that's it for this video, guys. I hope you guys all enjoy it.